go ahead and show you how to download fonts. So when you guys start working in your style guide, but also if you just want to take a look at different fonts in general, downloading fonts, especially free fonts, is a great way to get an idea on what you want things like your headline, your subhead, your body copy, captions. What do you want things to look like in your spread? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some sites where we can get fonts, and I'll show you how to download them. So, let me go ahead and get into Chrome here. Maybe minimize this so you can see it a little bit better. All right, cool. So, two of the font sites that we use in eZine are called fontsquirrel.com and DaFont as well. DaFont is probably my favorite one. It has so many different types of fonts in here. You can literally look up any type of keyword and it will give you a font for it. If you go on the front page, it's going to show you top fonts that have been downloaded already. Now, we can definitely go and do a whole lesson on typography and talk about serif versus sans serif versus handwritten versus scribe, versus all these different types of fonts we've seen throughout history, because that is the way that we've been able to communicate through language, is by writing things down. And when we write, we usually have a certain type that we write with as well. First, to start off with a handwritten script font, right? We look at Roman fonts, and those look a little bit more industrial. But if we take a look at fonts today, there's just so many different types of fonts that we see. Now, when we are looking at things like body copy, right, we usually want a font that is really readable. So something that we can see easily. We don't want something that is going to be super thick, that is handwritten and bunched together. We want fonts that are very easy to the eye. This, for example, is Minion Pro, which is a great example of a body copy font. We'll go over some different types of body copy fonts, but what I wanted to show you is how to go ahead and start downloading fonts. So the easiest way to do this is I'm just going to pick a font that I think looks pretty cool. This one called Greedy looks fun, but let's see what else is out there. Let's look at serif fonts, for example. Serif fonts are going to have little serifs on them. Vogue is a popular one I see used in eZine. Mermaid is also a popular one as well. Sunflower looks really cool. We've got a couple of different ones on here. Chapaza I've seen used before. Let's see what we got in retro. I love retro fonts right now. They're very much in. Anything kind of from those 1960s, 70s era. Ooh, these are all really cool. The Market Deco looks awesome. Let's go ahead and try out Market Deco. So what we're going to do is just going to click the download button. And what it's going to do is pop up like this. Save as Market Deco, so go ahead and save as that. I would probably save it on your desktop. It's going to be the easiest place to find this. And of course the format will be a zip file. So just click Save. And this is going to start downloading. Once it's ready, go ahead and open up that zip file. And let me get into my desktop so I can show you where it's at. And you're going to see it right here. So we see the Market Deco zip file, and we also see this TTF file as well. The TTF file is what you're going to want to use. If you open up the zip file though, it looks like this is the only TTF file in there. Sometimes zip files are going to have tons of different styles in there, so we might actually want to go to one that has a couple more on here. So for example, I looked up Babus on Font Squirrel, and you can see there's Babus. This is Babus, we have Babus Kai, Babus New. They all are, this one's a little bit taller and thinner, this one's thicker, and then this one is slightly different as well. It's actually just a little bit thicker than Babus Kai. So this would be a font family, and it has different fonts within it. So sometimes you're going to get multiple TTF files, and sometimes you're just going to get one. This one just came with one. So how do we download it? Super simple. We double click on the TTF file. It also might be called an OTF file as well. OTF is also going to be able to download too. Then you click Install Font. And boom, there it is. So MacBooks use something called the Font Book right here, okay? And once you click Install Font, it's going to install that font into Font Book. You don't need to restart anything. All you need to do is click back into InDesign, and let's just select our headline that we have. And we're going to go ahead and type in Market Deco because that is the font we just downloaded. Click on that and it's going to automatically change it to that font. So it'll be really good for you to download fonts, especially when you start working on the style guide, to get an idea of what you want your headline fonts, your subhead fonts, your body copy, all of that to look like.